Today is August 2nd, 2022. It is also Tuesday, and it is day 5 of JS for WebDev. It's also, let me check real quick, day 379 of WebDev. Again, I don't know if I'm going to count this JS stuff for WebDev. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But just to mention it. So, I started off watching this video today, and I'm done with it. So now I'm going to do the challenge avatar attributes, and we'll see how it goes. By the way, this video just talked about or introduced how I can change images and also URLs as I would if I were to change, just like text. And it also introduced to me this like really interesting attribute selector, which I didn't even know. It's actually a CSS thing, which is so interesting. So it's let me see, where is it? It's over here. Why can't I see it? I wonder where it is. It was it's over here. So it's literally saying as long as there is in an A tag, there is a link. If there is dog in that link, then change the link to purple, which I didn't even know this was a thing. And this is similar to like a problem that I had yesterday where I was trying to find like some selector that selected like a text if it said cat, regardless if it had span or like a class in it or surrounding it, my bad. But that tool I haven't found, but this is really similar to that. This is selecting, a link if it has the word dog in it, which is kind of similar to what I was looking for the text. So I don't know if that's a selector, but we'll see. All right, this web page displays a table of avatars with a list of characteristics and images for each one. In this challenge, you'll change attributes of the images in JS using the variable that we've already created. Use a for loop to iterate through the images and change the height attribute of each image. If you've done it right, you should see the images change size. All right, so where is my script tag? Okay, so it already selected the images for me, and I need to do what again? Change the height attribute. So I'll have to do a for loop, right? Because again, get element by tag name returns an array, right? And so I have to iterate over that array to access the elements inside. So for, and then let me do my for loop. And then inside, I'll just put in like my counter. So I'll make a variable avatar, set that equal to 0. And then for the avatar, it has to be less than the avatar elements length. And then I can do avatar and make that ++. And then for each one inside, I can do avatar else dot, and then I believe it's the height that they want to change. Whoops. For each one, which is the avatar, so for each avatar, change its height to, I don't know, 200. But, oh yeah, that worked. And if I change it to something like, I don't know, 100, or maybe something like 50, it becomes smaller, which is pretty cool. Interesting. So I'll change to 100. All right, next. Now use JS to add tooltips to each image. A tooltip is a little bit of text that shows up when you hover over an element. You can use the title attribute to set basic tooltips on HTML tags. In your for loop, set the title attribute of each image to the value of that image's alt attribute. What? Okay, I'm trying to make sense of what this thing is saying. Use tooltips to each, add tooltips to each image. In your for loop, set the title attribute of each image to the value of the image alt attribute. All right, so avatar ELS. So the title, avatar, for each avatar, change the title to be, Oh, avatar, ELS, avatar, dot, alt. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, that's very interesting. So the title of the avatar is now set equal to the alternative of the avatar image. And so it says, use JS to add tooltips to each image. A tooltip is a little bit of text that shows up when you hover over an element. Set basic tooltips on the HTML tags. Can I set that equal to hello? Whoops. Right, so when I... Wait, but it says when I hover over it, something should happen. So what the heck? Let me go back over here. So for my CSS, not my CSS, but this, the alternative is, oh, okay, so, but that's what it is though. If the image isn't there though, huh. I don't even know. What if I just do, alright, so I guess, I don't really know what this did, but okay. Alright, so now that I did that, I'm going to go to my code pen and come up with an example in my own. Alright, so new pen. What's today? Day 5. JS. Honestly, I'm too tired to do web dev today, even though this is web dev. So I'm just gonna count this as web dev for today. Day 379. What's, yeah, 379. Okay. So I'm gonna create my own page, dark type HTML. HTML tags, and then over here I'll do my body tags. Nope, not bossed. Alright, and so in here, I'm not really sure. I guess I'll just do paragraph lorem, and that gives me like random words. And then in here maybe I'll do like an image tag, and I'll just go to Unsplash and get a random image. I don't know. I love chemistry. Is this chemistry or is it food? Chem. Yep, it's food. Or drinks. That's not chemistry. That's embarrassing of me. This is literally drinks. It looks like chemistry, like chem stuff, right? Look, it looked like chem stuff. But it's drinks? I'm so confused. It is drinks. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy the image address, X out of here, just paste that in there, set the height to be 50, maybe 100 pixels, width 100, and then let that be that. Maybe change it to 300 because it's not looking. Alright, so we'll change it to 200 maybe. Alright, something like that. Okay, and then I have that image there, and then I also could do something with, so if it doesn't appear, I can do alt and be like, whoops. Okay, and that would happen if I were to just put a random thing here. Are you serious? Really? Well, it would happen if I didn't have the link there at all. So let me just close this, and then I should say oops. Right, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So what else do I need for my example? So an image, I have a paragraph, maybe something about, where's my Khan Academy? Alright, so image, no, that's pretty much it. What did I do in the video? Oh, links. Okay, so maybe in here I'll add a link. So I'll do href, and it'll lead me to, let me go to Wikipedia and get a random page, maybe about lions. Alright, so what if I just do that? Whoops. Not a Leo, a lion. Alright, so that works. Paste that in there and just then be like, read more on lions. Or read more on Wikipedia. Hopefully I spelled that right. Alright, and maybe just put that at the end because it would make sense if it's at the end, just kind of like the Khan Academy example. Alright, so maybe instead of that random picture of Chem, which is not really relative, right now maybe I'll just search up a picture of a lion and just copy that image right here. Copy image address, paste that in there instead. Alright, and it should be a picture of a lion. So this is basically, again, an article about lions. Alright, and then anytime I mention lion, I'll make sure I give this class of animal. So I'm going to practice a few things today. And then closing that span tag. And read more on lions, or read more about lions on Wikipedia, and put in a span tag right there, give it a class of animal, and then close it right after that. What else am I missing? The H1. Why is there an A tag? Did I put that? Didn't mean that. Okay. So it's an article about lions. Probably should make this 300. And it mentions lions somewhere here. Maybe I can do another lions. Maybe something like lions. Are really cool. And then maybe put the S over here. Okay, so here's the idea. So I have this website about lions, and I'm going to basically change it to penguins. So I'm going to be practicing again the DOM access methods, and also I'll first start with the things that I just learned today. Okay, so, which are these, right? Okay, and then let me go back. Where's my stuff? Okay, so we'll start by changing the image with JS. And so I'll first have to target and access the image. So I'll create a variable and I'll call it image. You know what? Maybe I should have more than one image. So I'll just copy this, paste that 2 times, right? So image, and it's going to end up being an image array because I'm going to access the document and then use get elements by tag name, and that function returns an array. And so it's an array of images because it's more than one item, right? And so I'll go ahead and just put in img. Put that in there. Oops. All right, and that should be right my tag. So if I want to check that it selected that, I can just do console.log image array, and then I can go to debug mode and then Control-Shift-I, and then I'll be able to see it in HTML collection. That's what it returns, an HTML collection, which is kind of like an array, and I'm able to see both images in that collection. All right, so let me go back. So now that I know it works, I'll just delete this, and I have to iterate over it because again, I can't just do image.innerHTML and then change it to whatever. That doesn't make sense. First of all, the image doesn't have HTML, just like Pramod said, and two, it's inside an array. It's inside something. So I have to actually first get it outside of something, or at least reach into that array, so I can individually change something about that element or that image. So I'll have to iterate. So I'll do for, and then create a counter variable. So var, I'll just be easy right now, and then just do as long as the I is less than the image array dot length. Then do I++. Actually, I know I'm not gonna fit. Okay, you know what? Let me not be easy and let me actually put in the work. So var image, as long as each image, right, or the image count is less than the image array dot length, then do the image ++. And so for the image array, for each image inside, I'm going to not change the inner HTML because the image doesn't have any HTML. It just has attributes, and so what I'll do is I'll target the attribute instead. For example, if I want to change it to be to go to a link about penguins, then I'll go and change the source, right, to a link about penguins. And so I'll just go and, oh my god, what am I saying? I'm talking about I was like thinking Wikipedia, never mind. To an image about penguins, not a link. Oh my god, these are so cute. I cannot right now stop it because I'm in love. I love penguins. I don't know if you could tell, but I love penguins, like, a lot. Like, I'm getting teary right now. Like, oh my god. I just wish I could, oh my god, I just wish I could just see them in real life. I mean, I have seen them in real life, but I mean, like, in their environment, like, their true environment. Alright, and then I'll just go ahead and change that link and paste that in there. And now it should appear as penguins. Isn't that cray-cray? I can't believe I just said that. Alright, and then I could also change maybe the width, because maybe I think it's a little unfitting, so I can do image.width and change that to be, I don't know, 350 pixels. Well, 350. There we go. And now it's a little bit nicer to look at. Okay, so that's that. And then now let's move on to the link itself. Where is it? Why does it look so weird? Read more about, why is there an S? Why is there an S? Okay, delete that. Oops, forgot that part. Oh, that's why there was an S. Alright, so I'm going to change the link itself where it goes to, because right now if I click on it, it goes into this Wikipedia article, right? That's not where I want it to go, because I'm completely revamping this page to be all about penguins, because I love penguins. Like, a lot. Okay, let me stop talking about penguins. Like, seriously, I really love penguins. Alright, so this is the link to the penguin page, and so I'll just go ahead and now basically create a new variable, and I'll call it link. I could do this in a way where I'll do it in two ways. Okay, so I'll do it with just this example. So because it's just one link, I can use the same tag. Actually, no. Because it's just one link, let me think. I can do link and set it equal to document dot query selector, and that's going to only select the first element, and it's going to be easy for me because then I don't have to use a for loop. And then I can just do link dot what's the thing, href, and set that equal to that. So I believe now if I click on it, oh my god, it brings me to penguins. Love that. Okay, so that worked. But that's only if I only have one link. So let's say I had multiple links on my webpage. For example, I had one over here. Maybe I have one that leads to somewhere else. Click on this link. So maybe I have, right, this link, and that leads to somewhere else. I should probably, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe Christmas. This doesn't make sense, but okay. I'm just gonna go and do this, okay? It links to a Google search of Christmas. All right. So if I just go, why is it not? Hello? Oh, I'm so dumb. It's because, obviously, it's because I told it to change all of the links. Huh. To this. And if I didn't have this, hold on, let me see. Interesting. Why would it work on this case? That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm finding interesting is the fact that query selector is supposed to only target one. Oh, it's because it's targeting the first one it sees. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So that's why this one is going to penguins, because it's the first one it sees. But if I click on this one, it's still the lion page. That's why. Okay. I was like a little confused there for a second. Okay, but let me just change the link to go. Where is the link? I'm so lost right now. Oh, over here. So I'll just change that and put it after this. Okay. All right. And just put in some more words between those two links. All right, so let's say this is what I have now. Read more about lions. This works, right? Because it's the first A tag that it sees. That is what query selector does. It selects the first tag that it sees, and it returns that individual element that I specify, right? But the second A tag doesn't work, right? Because it's going to a certain page that doesn't even make sense. You know what I could do though? There we go. Let me go back. Maybe change it something like that. Would it work now? Okay, perfect. It goes to a random page. So here's the case scenario. I don't want to change all of the links, right? If I were to use the get elements by tag name, because now I know that there's more than one A tag to change, and if I were to use this, I would have to basically change all of them. But I only want the A tags that have something about lions in them. And so that's where the query selector of CSS comes from, that I just learned about in the video. So in that case, I have to use a query selector all. So I'll just go ahead and copy this, comment that out. And just, did I comment out the, oh yeah, okay. So all I have to do is do query selector all and then put in the nested tag. So just as if you were to do it in CSS, you would just paste it in here. So it would be A and then href times and then equal to, and then I would put what I wanted to say. I wanted to say something like lions. And then there's something about breaking those like quotations here. I'm so confused. Wait, how do I break the quotations? Oops. So where is, I know there's something about breaking the quotations. Let me go back to the video to just really quickly see how she broke those quotations. How did she do that? I'm trying to see. Oh, right there. So it was before and after. Oh, it was, wait, it was before both quotations. Okay, that makes sense. So before both quotations, so one would be here, like that. Okay, and then that would work. Interesting. Let me check one more thing. So it would be, oh, there's a quotation within. That's exactly what I have. I have this going on. href where even is it? Okay, href times equals, what if I just copy it at this point? Is it literally not the same thing? I'm trying to figure it out. Oops. What did I do wrong? If it's dog, would it be any different? Oh, I'm so dumb. It's because I didn't do a for loop. I'm like focusing on why this isn't working, and it's because I didn't even change anything yet. So smart of me. You know, at this point, let me just lion. Get rid of that. Go to that. Oops. Alright, so that's a selector, but then because I use query selector all, that returns a node list. And so I would have to set this to link list. And then I would have to iterate, so for, then put that in here. And I'm going to do a variable called link, set that to 0. So as long as the link is less than the link list dot length, then do link plus plus, and then within that I can do link list for each link, change the href to penguins. Paste it in there, delete this, save that. Now if I go here, it works. It brings me to penguin. But if I go here, it brings me to the same page that it was before, which is really good. So that's amazing. That works. Beautiful. So basically the case scenario was that I didn't want to change all of the links, right? Because not all of the links are about lions, right? Like this one was about like Kalu. So I used a CSS selector for a query selector that selected only the links that have something of some sort where lion is involved. And so this one has like the word lion in there, so that works. Now here's the thing. Now this is more, I already practiced. Let me fix this S because it's bothering me. Okay, let me just, okay. So I already practiced the 2 skills that I learned today. Now I'm going to review what I learned the other days. So I did images and I did the links, CSS selector. Now I'm going to basically turn every time that I see the word lion into penguins. And so for that, I'll create a variable, call it lion. It's gonna end up being lion list because it's gonna end up either being a node list or an array. So document dot. And I don't know if I want to, so let me think. So I have the option to use select tag for span, but let's say I don't, let me see. All my span tags, I can give it a font weight of bold. Okay. And for me, it might be better if I'm a little more specific, and maybe put in, there's another line over here, so why don't I see it? Class animal. Oh, that's the article. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and put that somewhere in here. Alright, so now I have multiple span objects, and then I also am going to have, let me think. I could have one more span, maybe somewhere here, right? Just because maybe I just want to bold that word, right? So I'll do that. Now here's the case scenario. I could use and target or access, for better words, all the span tags, but here's the thing. I can't do that because this one is span and it's not lion. So I can't just do span and change the inner HTML to be lion, to be penguin, because this is going to also change to penguin, and that wouldn't make sense because this word is not the animal. I should though, yeah, okay. But I noticed that each time there is a lion, it has a class animal. And so I think the better strategy is to target or access the animal class. And so the way I can do that is if I can do get element by class name, and then I can put in the class name, so it's going to be animal. And to check if I got that, I can do console.log and put in lion. And it's actually going to be an array because class get element by class name returns a home collection. A home collection? Is that what I said? A collection, right? Which is kind of like an array. And so I'm just going to go to debug mode real quick and go to developer tools, Control-Shift-I. So document is not defined because I didn't spell it right. So let me do that real quick. Are you serious? Get element by class name. Elements, because it's plural. Alright, reload. Alright, so now I have an HTML collection. Why did I say home collection? Alright, so the HTML collection is an array that holds basically all of the times that holds basically all of the all of the animal classes. Okay, that's it. All right, and so now I can iterate over that collection, and I can do, let's see, so I could do a variable called animal, or I could do lion, because I know it's lion, but it wouldn't, if I were to change it to something else, it wouldn't be lion. So I don't know, should I do animal? So var animal, set that to 0 as long as the animal is less than the lion array dot length. Then I can do animal plus plus, and then I could go through the lion array, and so for each animal in the lion, or for each lion in the line array, I can change the inner HTML to something like penguin. And now they all change to penguins. Ah, isn't that exciting? So penguins, blah, blah. Probably change it to capital P. And that works. And even in the link itself also changes to penguins. So read more about penguins on Wikipedia. Okay, so that's great. I just want to practice that. What's really, really interesting to me, really interesting, is this CSS selector, which is just something so crazy to me. Like, I've never seen that before. And that's probably on me, obviously, because... But, like, if I were to do this, though, href equals to lion over here, could I change, like, the color to be black? Interesting. Read more about penguins on Wikipedia. And it targets the link that talks about lions. Oh, it's because it doesn't talk about lions anymore. So, penguins? Huh. Doesn't even work either. Interesting. Do color black. Oops, what's going on? Penguin. Ah, there it goes. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, because it's reading it like through here, and it knows that the S doesn't count. That's amazing. Wow, that's really amazing. This is amazing. This is just something that I'm like baffled by. I'm like, whoa, new skill. Alright, color black. I can do so many things with this. Like color red. It's crazy. Alright, Okay, I'm just gonna leave that like that for now. I think that's it for today. I'm gonna go now. Yeah, bye.